through the intro.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a child.
Yeah. I'm just working with a child.
Is just working.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
He's here because I can't be trusted at the moment. So hello everybody. I'm Bam from Violent Running, and basically we just moved house. We've moved a load of the cars in. It's all chaos. I'm knackered all the time. And we bought a car for my missus to learn to drive in, which is this Civic here.
This Lemon.
And Lemon.
You made the mistake of buying the car from Birmingham, so...
I did not buy the car from Birmingham. I bought the car from Stafford.
Right, go on, tell them what's up, what we're doing.
So anyway, problem with it is basically I didn't spot the hole in the radiator when we picked it up. It started overheating about a week afterwards, topped up the air, the coolant, and then the house move happened. Didn't have time to re-top up the coolant. We took it out for a drive for 10 minutes. It overheated, an engine warning light came on. We've got a misfire on cylinder 2. We definitely need to replace the rad because I found the hole in the rad now. We need to check the thermostat to make sure that's not clogged. And then we've got to do a compression test. We think we've not done the head gasket just because if I look at the dipstick on the car, the burn mark from the overheating is just about where the tip of the spark plugs are. So we're pretty sure that we've probably not done the head gasket. What we've probably done is killed a spark plug, maybe a coilover plug. We've had a couple of friends who are proper grown-up mechanics with real shops also convey the same opinion to us. So what we're going to do today is check it all over, check that spark plug. If the spark plug needs replacing, replace it. If the coilover plug needs replacing, we'll replace that as well. We've got the parts to do that. If it is the head gasket, then it does have to go off to a responsible grown-up, but everything else will have been done to minimise the workload. So these are the kind of things you can do on your driveway at home with the back end of the car in a bush.
Yeah, we're kind of going to run through a little bit of how you work out how to take this stuff apart, because you get a lot of questions, and we get this all the time, of how the hell do you know to work on so many different cars? And it's like, you just look at it. It's that simple. You just look at it and you just work out what needs to come off before you can take the radiator off. So we'll walk you through the steps of our thought process on how we're going to take this radiator out, how we're going to take this thermostat out, and everything else that goes along with it. So
I think it's important to mention the only step that we won't be doing today is draining coolant from the car when we need to change the radiator.
Yeah, you burnt that already.
Because it's gone.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between my current house and Stoke-on-Trent in the tarmac. But other than that, we're going to be getting on. Sorry, I'm a bit nasally. I'm just getting over a cold as well. So yeah, you can catch content from Matt on the Violent Running channel. He comes on the podcast with us every now and again. So give both channels a like and a subscribe and all of that nonsense. And now we'll do some actual work.
First thing we've done, this has been parked up for a month, so battery was dead because the alarm drained it. So that was pretty straightforward. Pop that off and on charge. Then the next thing to do is work out what needs to come off to take the radiator off. So
first bit, we've whipped out all the little plastic tabs on the vanity panel. Because it's an old car, it's 2008.
They all snapped.
They all snapped, so we need to buy some new ones of those. We don't need that on the car for the car to function, so that's going to go in the back seat for storage for a little bit.
And then the next job is to work out how the radiator comes apart. Now, most of these come apart in the same way. It's usually a couple of bolts at the top. So in this case, it's some over here and some over here. And then it just sort of rests. There's a bolt there, and then that looks like it'll come off. Same on the other side. And then this probably comes out that straightforward. I can't see anything else in here. There's a little plastic clip or a metal clip here, and then this will probably just come off. Most of these are just plastic and clipped in. It's usually that straightforward. And then we can see here, this bracket is obviously above the radiator, so that definitely has to come off. This overflow pipe will probably just pull off. That's just a rubber hose. Hose clip here again, that should probably just come out. And then we've probably got enough room here. The radiator will probably just lean back, come upwards with the fans, and then obviously you have to take the fan cables off as well. So that's the plan to get the radiator out. There'll be a bottom hose
somewhere down
there that if we can't get to, I'm not sure where it is, to be honest.
We'll find it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just look for it. We might have to take the battery tray out. We might have to take the airbox out to be able to get it. I think that if you've got a ramp, the way to do this is from the bottom, pop the under tray off. There's usually an access panel, so we might have a look underneath. You might be able to access it that way. And then the thermostat.
It's just in this little dome down here. So we'll take the hose off on this end, and then we'll pop a few bolts out. We'll check the thermostat. Even if this one is good, we're going to put a new one in because we don't know. We don't really know what's going on with the car.
But we will show you how to test that thermostat.
Yep.
And then it's just a case of reverse, do everything in the other order and put all that together and put coolant in it. So let's start there, and then we'll bring you back in probably when we've got everything apart. That's the front end completely disassembled, as you can see. Now, it didn't go smoothly, as it never does. Initially, we didn't think we could take this sort of front panel off because it looked like it was bolted on to the bumper just here, and we thought we might have to take the bumper off. But it turns out the bracket was just sort of clipped in, so that sort of fell off. It looked like these rusty bolts were going to be a problem, but they weren't an issue. We had to take the fans off separately. Because they caught. Where did they caught on?
Just
yeah,
on these two
on either
sides
side
here, but they've got little pins on the bottom, so they just kind of sink in.
Yeah, it was nice and easy. 2 bolts at the top. We took the coolant overflow as well because we thought that was catching. And the other thing we did do straight away was undo this sort of slam panel here, just to give us a little bit more access. But again, that I don't think that was necessary, but I think it might have been with this being in the way. So the more you undo, the easier it is.
Yeah. If you didn't undo the slam panel, you could just remove the bonnet release.
Yeah,
but in truth, being able to move everything around has made life easier. We've got the old thermostat on.
Yeah, so here we go. So this is the thermostat. That was three bolts, I think.
4 bolts.
Yeah, we took out 4 bolts, but there's only 2 in the actual thermostat itself.
Oh, yeah.
And then that came out. And then the only other thing that we didn't see from the top was this, what I assume is a coolant sensor, right at the bottom of the radiator, and that was just a little wire there. Next thing we're going to do is we'll show you how to test the thermostat. Now, as Bam just mentioned, we've put the kettle on, and that is going to be a boiling water test. I've got the new one out as well, so we'll do a side-by-side comparison, but I'm assuming this one is going to work based on what we've seen. We've had coolant come out, it's the right colour, a little bit of rusty water come out, but I think the overheating was just leaky radiator running out of coolant. So
it's slightly more promising for the head gasket not being gone at this stage.
Yeah.
We'll call it 10%.
Yeah, but we're going to compression test it anyway because that will 100% rule out the head gasket. Compression testers aren't expensive, so I think the one we've got was about 25 quid on Amazon, something like that. And just to give you peace of mind on your engine, that's how many miles is this on?
80-ish.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a high mileage, but it's an old car. It's 18 years old, so it's worth just double checking. So right, once the kettle is boiled, we'll get that thermostat tested.
I think the kettle's boiled, mate.
The way that the thermostat works is they've got a little bit of I don't know what it's actually made of, but I think it's a different varying of metal. Basically,
copper.
Yeah, it's copper. And then when the coolant gets hot enough, this spring compresses, lets the coolant through, which then runs through the radiator and cools everything down. So
before we chuck this in the boiling water, Yeah, I just wanted to check I was putting this on the right way around.
If this is a working thermostat, when we drop this in this boiling jug of water, it should open. So I'm trying not to burn myself at the same time. So nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see there, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So I suspect you might have had a stuck closed thermostat. But what I'm going to do, to prove a point, Bam's going to drop the new one in. Oh, this is going to go horribly wrong. And nothing's going to happen here either. But yeah, you can see the bottom has completely compressed on there.
Yeah. So that's started to open now.
Yeah.
See the bubbles coming through. So we had a stuck closed thermostat in with the coolant leak, which meant it would have been under more pressure as it heated.
So you can see the colour of the copper in comparison. So this is just one and just sees itself through. You can see at the bottom, all compressed down there, and then in comparison to this one that's still closed. So, yeah, I think it was a combination of stuck thermostat, leaky radiator, and all of this is going to solve the problems.
Yeah, this is more promising for that compression issue that we may have, because it was only driven for about 10 minutes under heat. We're still going to check that just to show you how to do it, but we might have this car back on the road today.
Bonus, right? Let's we'll throw it back together. As you can see, everything's all put back together. We've got 2 spare bolts from somewhere.
Yep.
No matter how much you try, you always end up with spares.
I think it's from the battery tray, Matt. We took bolts out of the battery tray.
We didn't.
Oh.
This was all loose. So
okay.
yeah, I genuinely don't know where they've come from. We put everything back in the same order that we took it out, but there's still 2 extra. So they're obviously not essential. The thing is, the essential bolts are back in the thermostat, so all 4 bolts went back in that, so that's definitely sealed up. Everything else was these clamps for the various hoses and everything, so they're all done. The fans are all back in, so I'm not sure where that's come from, but it won't matter, or something will rattle and then you'll find out.
Yeah.
So next job is we're going to do the spark plugs. Because I don't think you've got any service history.
I've got a service history. It was done last year, but with the misfire, we need to change spark plugs anyway. So
yeah.
whenever you've got a problem, work through it from the cheapest way to fix it first. So the initial thought on overheating for this was that the thermostat was gone. The thermostat was gone. But we also had the leak in the radiator, which caused the other issues. So the first thought is we've cooked a spark plug, so we'll replace all the spark plugs. The next thought is we've cooked a cop, so we'll replace the single cop that may be cooked, which is on cylinder 2. And if that doesn't work and there's still a misfire, then maybe there is something wrong with the head gasket, but we're going to check the compression to make sure that there isn't a problem with the head gasket while we're in there doing all this work anyway.
Because we're taking all the spark plugs out anyway and cooling has been an issue, we're just going to check the compression anyway. It's just a matter of let's just be sure. And then if the spark plugs don't fix it, we'll try that cup. And then if that doesn't fix it, then we've got deeper issues that generally a home mechanic won't be able to work out. It might be electrical. I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure off the top of my head where I would go from that point.
I don't know where you'd go from that point.
Unless-
There's two Van Beek motor factors in Telford.
How driven would this be? How much was this used before you bought it?
3,000 miles a year.
So I'm thinking then fuel filter,
Potentially, but
stuff like that. So it's one of those things. When you have a sparking issue and a running issue, it's air, fuel, and spark is what you need. Generally, spark is the cheapest. So we'll start there and then
injectors and everything else later.
yeah, and we'll see where we get to. So yeah, let's crack on with that. These are the 4 spark plugs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 2 was the one that BAM thought was the issue. I can't see anything wrong with that. There's a little bit of rust on cylinder 3, but again that's nothing to be concerned about. The colour of all of the tips are all the same, so I'm not concerned about consistency. Compression test results were, what were they, 175 to 185 across all 4 cylinders, so I'm not concerned. It's a good healthy engine. It seems to be running smoothly, so we'll know properly when it's run up to temperature, and we'll take that for a test drive. We're back from the test drive. The car is in limp mode. I think we both think that it put itself in limp mode when it was overheating and having issues before, and it's not been cleared, but it didn't have any engine management lights before we set off, so not sure what's going on there, but you're going to get a code reader, clear the codes, and then see what happens from there, and then we'll give any updates if there's anything to give.
Yeah. Hopefully updates before this video goes live, but you never know. So you just get a video of me waffling at a camera for a bit, going, I've done some buttons and pressed some stuff, and now it's got a turbocharger.
I wouldn't put it past you.
Hello everyone, it's Bam again for Matt. Just a bit of an update on the car. So the engine light came back when we did the test drive. We ran out of daylight to do the work. So what I did was the next day, I fitted the coilover plug that we had, and no engine problems. Been driving the car around. It's all good, it's all fixed. Engine warning light's gone. The problem's been solved. So quick update from us, problem solved. If it is the spark is your problem, just check every part of the spark component, basically. So the coilover plug was the challenge. It was the right thing to do to change those spark plugs though. Hopefully it's not too windy. I'm just on my phone outside giving you a quick update.
The upside is it's not misfiring anymore, and it's not overheating.
Yeah.
So we took it on we had it idling for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Took it on a 10-minute drive, and there's no overheating. So the overheating issue is gone, the misfire's gone. We just need to sort this electrical issue.
Yep. And once we've got the electrical,
all good.
golden.
Right. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.